Race fans, hello and welcome. Special edition Wednesday, a rare Wednesday for us here for Above the Cushion. But our guest in the house has something going on tomorrow. We wanted to get him in, get a talk with Kevin Stoner. Kevin Stoner with us, of course, as you see on the stream. Going to talk a little Frostbuster stuff with Treasure Hunt Estate Sales. Also going to talk about the legacy of his family here at the Speedway. Of course, this is going to be the last show of the 2025 season. Of course, next Thursday night, Christmas, and then with the New Year, stuff like that. Kind of want to clean up a little bit here in the studio, maybe try to revamp it a little bit headed into 26. So we'll have to see how it works out with my schedule. But we are live on the 81 Speedway Facebook page. So if you want to join the chat, have anything to say, 81 Speedway is the place to be. But again, I do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in Thursday nights typically, but of course Wednesday night here. And I'm going to get a talk with the man of the hour. Want to remind everyone a couple things. Don't forget, banquet tickets are for sale. Head over to My Race Pass and get that handled, as well as the Frostbuster 100, which is what we're going to talk about a little bit here. The Enduro that's going to happen on January 3rd. Registration is open for that, so drivers, tickets are going to be sold day of, so you're not going to be able to log on and get tickets through My Race Pass. We sell all that stuff here at the Speedway, but registration for all drivers, that is going to happen on the My Race Pass. Get on there and get registered. Haven't heard any numbers of what it is. Hopefully JR will kind of chime in and see where we're at. I believe we're just under 20 when JR was on the show last week. Hopefully we're going to be up there. Of course, we'd love to have 50, 70, 100 of them. Love to see just a whole group of Enduros for the Frostbuster. But we're going to get started here tonight a little bit after 4:30. Again, I do appreciate everyone for tuning in. Got to thank our sponsors, TM Fencing LLC, Tane Murphy, and the whole entire crew over at TM for sponsoring the show and taking care of us here in the 2025 season, as well as Hornet Cutting Systems right down the road here from the racetrack, a local metal cutting manufacturer here. American-made products. If you were in the metal cutting industry and you were needing some new equipment, water jets, plasma tables, pipe saws, anything like that, contact our great friends at Hornet Cutting Systems. Sir, it's good to see you. It's been a few weeks since I've got to see you here at the racetrack. As always here. I mean, I can't think of a weekend you've never not been here in the 2025 season. We were kind of chatting off air. Of course, you got some grandkids, and one of them's very dedicated to the Speedway. He's wanting to see some winged outlaw. So I'm sure if he saw last week's video with JR, he's even more not happy now that we're not going to see high limits. But maybe everyone can turn over a new leaf and pick up some stones, and maybe we can be a little bit better off. But we'll have to see what that happens. But how you doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good. Glad to be here.
So. Yeah. So let's talk about first off, Frostbuster 100 with the Treasure Hunt Estate Sales. Going to come on board and be a sponsor for that. You guys have been involved here at the Speedway just as fans, and I know that you guys help out a little bit with some contingency money and stuff every once in a while. But the enduro thing, is that a family thing you're into, or you just wanted to get it out there for a race?
Actually, if I was able to put a car together in the time frame, I would do it. I ran cruisers for years, probably 15 plus years. I was in the cruiser division. I like seeing cruisers on the track. Kelly Shipman, all these guys. There's several guys that still run their cruisers, and it brings back memories. Yeah. So it's something I would do it in a heartbeat if I could put a car together that fast. But
yeah, there's going to be someone put it together on the second, get ready to race on the third. You know how racers are; it's always last minute. But yeah, the cruiser thing. Of course, that was kind of my early 20s, late teens, early 20s stuff. It's always good. We get lots of requests to bring the class back. I think even Kelly Shipman would agree that the class has probably ran its course. Yeah. Crown Vic's the new big draw, so we're going to have a few of those races, non-sanctioned races, but that one's going to be good. But I think everyone was a little skeptical of the enduros when we brought them a couple years ago. Even famously, Eric Chesterman said that he was not going to show up. So that was my kind of first take at doing some upstairs announcing stuff. But even Eric Chesterman has fallen in love with the enduros, and for anyone that's not been out to watch one, it's a great time. I mean, it's really, we had a little more red flags this last time than we had before, but a little more carnage than we were, used to. A little too much stuff laying on the racetrack. We don't want to get anyone hurt, or if a bumper's laying out there, run over it and then they tear their car
Yeah,
up.
absolutely.
But, your take on the wintertime stuff. They did the Hangover for a lot of years.
Yep.
C. Ray and the crew did, and it kind of went away. JR is not too much of a cold person, so we kind of go with that. But I think everyone's excited. The vibe of the Hangover thing coming back. What's your take on it?
I actually did run one of the Hangover with the cruiser class, and it was cold. It was real cold, actually. As far as the enduros, I was like Eric Chesterman. I didn't want to come to an enduro.
Yeah.
I came my first one last year, and we had a blast. So, I mean, I would say people need to come out and watch it just because it's fun. I mean,
Yeah.
It'll be a good time. Hopefully the weather is going to be like it is supposed to be on Christmas Day in the 70s. If we can carry that for another week, that would be great. So,
yeah, if you've not logged on to your weather app, whatever you use, and seen that it's supposed to be 70 degrees on Christmas Day, which is wild. We were talking at work today. I don't remember the last time we had a white Christmas. It's been a lot of years, but 70 degrees kind of makes it feel like you're in Mexico hanging out. So we'll have to see. It's pretty nice today, and then it's just going to get kind of warmer as we go through the Christmas time, and hopefully, like you said, that stays, and we get a. Of course, I'd like to see a little bit of the frost for the frost buster, but I guess if it's sunshine and 60, we'll take that too.
Well, and you're going to get more people in the stands if on a nicer day. I mean, honestly, my wife would probably not come out here on the cold day. I'll probably make her come out if it's warm. But yeah, she was never a big race fan until she met me anyway. Now she's a huge race fan. So
Hooked on it.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about the Treasure Hunt estate sales. Talk a little bit about how that even came about, and what some of the stuff you guys offer.
So basically, we are an estate sale company. If somebody's moving into assisted living, senior living, or somebody's passed away, we'll go into a house and we basically go in and take over and run almost like a big sale of everything throughout the entire house. We stage, we price everything, and then we run a 3 to 4 day sale depending on how big the stuff is. We get a percentage of that. It takes the stress off of a family. They can come in and they hire it out to somebody, and it's a whole lot easier than trying to deal with it yourself. So, we wanted to get our name out to the racing community, and we didn't really want to just put a billboard on. When Clint McFadden was racing his late model, we decided to jump on board with him. He had put out there that he was looking for sponsorships. So we reached out to him, and we got our name started on his late model. Then when he switched over running with Rob Prather, then we kind of jumped on with Rob. I've known Rob for quite a few years through bowling and stuff. Then when he stopped bowling, naturally moved over to racing. So that's kind of where we got into helping Rob out, giving him a little bit of sponsor money. We helped Sean Allen Jr. last year, Dylan Doty. We helped him a little bit. We'd like to give more to the racing community, but, naturally it's all on a budget that we have to deal with. So, yeah, this year we decided when I went and talked to JR about doing the Frostbuster, he had mentioned something about doing for my father that just passed away in July. Doing something for him, sponsoring the mini stock class. And I thought, we could do that with his name, but on the same note, why don't I we'll just do it under Treasure Hunt Estate Sales. My dad would still be extremely happy to see that happening.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of where that all played out and how we got started in the whole situation. So
yeah. So, you know, we kind of said that there was going to be an announcement about a class sponsor. That is it for the 2026 season. It's going to be the Treasure Hunt Estate Sales Mini Stock and Tuner Division here at 81 Speedway. So, Cody Wickham, Cody and Katie Wickham for Wickham Heating and Air Conditioning, you know, they decided since they're not racing here at the big track, you know, Cody's not going to race the stock car anymore. They're going to kind of focus on the go-kart stuff. That they'd want to do some special event type of stuff and kind of step away from the class sponsor. So still going to have them here, and of course, you know, they're Cody and Katie. Of course, I purchased their go-kart from them for my son, so I appreciate them, and we're, you know, continuing that relationship with them. But looking forward to the relationship with you guys for the 26th season for the mini stocks, and always a big draw for the car count. Some people don't really like the mini stocks, but this year, I mean, they had. I would have to go back and. Katie could tell you exactly if they had the highest car count percentage for the year, but
I can tell you that.
great class. You know, it's you know, had Justin Sparzon, the champion, last week. You got some high school kids in there. You got some older generation. You know, the Ken Happy and his brother, of course, come race, and then they do the enduro. So, front wheel drive cars, rear wheel drive cars. Another thing. You know, kind of like the enduro, if you're kind of thinking that's in mind, you really ought to watch them because sometimes you just never know what's going to happen with that class. And of course, Justin and I talked about last week. I love when the trucks, the mini trucks show up. I wish they were a little more competitive, but it's good to see them. You know, kind of going back to the estate sales. How did you guys get into that? It's kind of a unique little.
Yeah, it was kind of an accident. So basically, me and my wife were working together at a company that got bought out by another company. They started laying people off that had been there for quite a while. I left the company because I saw what was happening. My wife stayed as long as she could. 2017, she got laid off. And she stopped at an estate sale, which was ran by Bambi Renfro, which Don Renfro's wife. And Bambi said, "Why don't you come to work for me?" So she immediately jumped into that. We had antique booths at the time and doing flea markets just on our spare time. And so she went to work for her, told her we need a couple sales a month. You know, Bambi didn't have that many going. She was doing just for fun, you know, and it's a good time. And then about 6 months later, Bambi called us to dinner and says, "I want to turn this over to you," to Pam, my wife. And she was terrified. She said, "I can't do this." I said, "You can do this." So Bambi still works for us, actually, which we're grateful for that. We're grateful for the opportunity that we have to do this. But 6 months after she turned the company over to us, then I quit my job because I saw there was enough potential that we could make a go of it.
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends that said, "You're dumb." But here we are today. So we've been doing it for 8 years now.
Wow. It's always I've been in the situation where you quit your day job to go do, you know, chase that dream, and it's very scary. I didn't have a lot to lose when I did it. I was divorced and I had one kid dependent on me to you know to get some chocolate milk and mac and cheese, but we made it work pretty good. But yes, real scary decision. But like I said, it's been going on 8 years, and I love me a good estate sale. I got a lot of stuff in our house we got from estate sale.
we have a lot of nice sales throughout the year. It's kind of in a slow time right now. We have one actually starting tomorrow in Valley Center, so luckily we were close enough I could come over here and jump away for a minute. But yeah, we do them all the way up to Christmas, and then right after New Year's we start them again. So we do them year round, a couple a month. It's been a good thing. So you guys, of course, posting on the Facebook. I see every once in a while you guys will post certain, you know, not the whole entire house, but a couple of the unique stuff. What's some pretty unique pieces you guys have ran across, whether it's an oddball or it's like a real antique? That's hard to say, honestly. I mean, So I mean, the coolest thing we've ever found, and we kind of take pride in it. This is actually before I was on board, but Bambi and Pam were working together, and we found $20,000 cash in a house.
Holy moly!
Returned every bit of that back to the family because we felt that wasn't
Right,
the parents had put it back, you know. So
right,
we try to stay as transparent with our people like that, you know. And then, man, as far as fun stuff, I mean, every sale has fun stuff.
Right.
Every sale has unique items. I can't even think of any one item in particular that is just
Stood
wow
out.
factors. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we're to the point now we can take sales that are going to have good stuff throughout the whole thing. We've done houses that have lots of 1800s furniture.
Wow.
Just everything. I mean, it's fun, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot more work than anybody really thinks it is, you know. And
Oh,
and it's typically 7 days a week for my wife and I.
wow. We've my wife will go through. She likes to estate sale, and then she calls me in because someone's got to pay for it. But we've found some good stuff, and we've run across some people that that they've kind of do it themselves, and they're at the end of it, and they're just kind of like, this is you're gonna buy all this, here, take all this too. They're just like, this is a lot of work,
Right.
and I'm like, there's companies out there that do this.
Yeah,
for you.
absolutely. I mean, the way we look at it is like I said, it takes the stress off the people. It's something it's really not for everybody.
Right.
You have to really enjoy doing this to actually enjoy it. There's times I actually tell my wife I'm going back to work somewhere else because it's more than I want to take sometimes. But at the end of the day,
Right.
I wake up the next day and I'm okay. So,
Yeah, it's a to be able to go through someone's house like that they've been in for 50, 60 years, and all the stuff that they accumulate, and
Oh, yeah.
and it's
we just got done with one of those.
yeah.
That was 2-story house with a basement that was that way.
Wow.
But it was great. I mean, it was fun. There was a lot of toys that I remember from my childhood that these people didn't throw anything away. So I was like,
Oh,
this
wow.
is really cool. I mean,
Yeah, you get some of those that they keep
Yeah.
everything, and then there's me.
Quite
that
often.
I'm probably spending more money. I'm probably spending more money every month rebuying stuff I throw away. So
I'd almost say like in about 30 years, which I won't be doing it in 30 years, that estate sales might be a thing of the past because today's society they don't keep things like the people we're doing sales for today.
Right.
That generation had a lot different mindset,
yeah, and I was a friend of mine had posted, and she said, "Does anyone know something about TV repair or whatever?" And I said, "I saw a 70-inch TV for
You buy a new
$400
one.
at Walmart. I don't think it's worth it. Throw that one out.
No,
and
you
go
buy
get
a
you
new one.
You
Yeah,
know,
you
so
buy a new one.
stuff just isn't made now like it
Absolutely.
was before. And like I said, we have this really nice hutch. Probably I can't imagine what year that was built. We have it, and we have some other stuff because our house was built in 1910. The inside's been completely
Nice.
redone, and upgraded, but wanted to get some of the old feel stuff in there as well. I want to talk about your dad, but I don't want to mess you up.
No, you're good.
Unfortunately lost him this year. You guys had a little memorial on the backstretch,
Absolutely.
and I didn't really know what to say. I threw out some words just to kind of keep, because everyone in the crowd was kind of wondering what was going on. So I said some stuff, and if you ever want to go back and hear it, of course, it's on Racing Dirt on the archive.
Yep.
Your dad, I remember him when I was a kid out here. How did your dad navigate to how did it all get started for you?
I really can't say when it started, but when my dad was younger, and I don't know how old he was, but when my dad was younger, his dad raced.
Okay.
His dad raced at CJ Stadium, and
Oh,
there are pictures on. I think Bob Lawrence has the vintage racing website. There's
Okay.
pictures of my grandpa with my dad and at least one of his brothers So Daryl and Ruben, they both worked out here.
Okay.
One of them was a pit gate, and then one of them ran the pit gate coming in, bringing the cars in. So my grandpa raced, so my dad pretty much grew up around racing. And then once I don't even know at what point he started racing. I can't even think of a year.
Yeah.
But then he pretty much always ran Fords out here. Everybody else was running 55 Chevys, or he was one of the few Fords that were out here. But he always had a fast car. I mean, he was always at the front.
Yeah.
So he pretty much raised me out here. I mean, I think I came out when I was probably a week old. I was out here at this racetrack. I remember when the grandstands was a dirt hill.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where it started, way back with my grandpa, long before I was even a thought.
Yeah.
So, I never really got to talk to him about when it actually started, how long my grandpa had raced, but then he just took on the legacy and kept building cars. He raced as long as he could, and then once he couldn't race anymore, he pretty much hung it up. And then all of a sudden they started the cruiser class. I actually ran the first cruiser race out here, and that was a blast. It was similar to an enduro, no red flags.
Yeah.
We spun out going backwards. We were in turn 2 at the time, and we sat there for probably 30 laps as people were going past us, and it was a little bit scary seeing cars for the first few laps because you didn't know if they're going to hit you or not. But then all of a sudden, my mom told my dad. Dad said he wanted to build him a car to come out here and race. My mom says, "You're not going to do that. You're too old." My dad was the kind of guy, so you tell him you don't do it, he's going to do it. So he built the car and came out here. So him and Bruce Swank pretty much ran quite a bit, and they won a lot of races. Dad gassed and Bruce drove. So Dad was out here every night that we ran cruisers. So he was very instrumental in that class, building it. He would give people cars to build. The stipulation are you had to put Stoner's Body Shop on the car somewhere.
Yeah.
At one time we had 26 cars out here that he had given out to people. So I mean, the class was growing, and he just kept giving more people cars. And then and a lot of those people have moved on into other classes as well. I mean, that's how they got their start, was through my dad, through building a cruiser.
Yeah.
Only stipulation was at the end of the year you had to bring it back to him so he could crush it and get $200 or $300 out of it. So once it was tore up, and bring it back to me. But so then when the Hornet class started, the 4-cylinder class, he pretty much was the same with that. We had at least 10 Hornets on the track at one time. I ran a little Escort for quite a while.
Yeah.
And it was a blast. I mean,
that was back when they looked like cars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not to take away from the fabricated
was,
body, because we are running out of those
absolutely.
those bodies, but
we ran Ford Escorts. Was the main thing we ran. Little Ford Escorts, didn't do nothing to motors. You just put a roll cage in and you go.
Right.
So he was pretty instrumental in that class as well, helping C. Ray and get the ball rolling on that. So I mean, that's another reason we kind of decided to jump on at the mini stock, because Dad kind of helped get the 4-cylinder class going.
Yeah.
So
what is it about the Ford, because you didn't pull up in a Ford today? so what was it about the Ford? Because the Ford has always been a little more expensive to build, and that's kind of why people mostly run the Chevy stuff. It's it ain't really a dime a dozen anymore, but dime a dozen stuff. But the Ford, and Tad Davis ran the Mopar stuff for a little bit, and some other people in there. But what was it about was your dad and your family a diehard Ford?
Yeah, absolutely. Dad
everything was.
Dad worked for Steve Hull Ford years ago.
Okay.
Steve Hull, Town & Country Ford actually sponsored his race car. He's worked for Rusty Egg Ford. I don't know. I don't think Mel Hamilton was, by the time Mel Hamilton came around, I think maybe that Dad didn't work for them. He had already started his own body shop. Weird thing, Dad did work for a very long time for Quality Chevrolet.
Oh, okay.
But Dad he was always a Ford man.
Down when it was on
Central.
On Douglas?
Yeah, Douglas, where the big dog went in.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dad was hardcore Ford from the start. I mean, he was always a Ford man. And if I ever bought a Ford and drove up in his driveway, he would tell me, "You finally got smart." So yeah, I've had Fords, and he's gave me props on those. But
Yeah.
you know, Ford Fusion, Ford Explorer, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
If it has
As long as
Ford
it
on
has
it,
a
yeah,
Ford.
yeah.
Okay.
So his was always 58 Fords is what he always built for his race cars. So
Okay.
58, 59 in that area.
Is there something about that particular car, or maybe that was a?
That was just his choice of car at the time.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm not really sure what motor he had in at the time, but his was always fast, and he could outrun these guys. There's several stories throughout that whole situation that he, you know, they used to tear the cars down on the front stretch, and I mean, it's a long time ago, so we can talk about it.
Oh yeah.
So I'll never forget my most favorite story of this whole racetrack is the fact of they tore his car down one night. They paid somebody protested his car, and they would call all your names. You had to bring your car to the front stretch on your trailer, and you had to take the hood off so they could come check whatever they're going to check for the night. They were going to check his carburetor. That's all they wanted to check. And somebody put up $50 to check the carburetor or whatever, and so as they're going down, the tech men are starting at the front of the line. They're going down, and he's about halfway through, about by the pit gate. And while they're up there checking them, he changed the carburetor out, sitting there. Didn't even bolt it down. Didn't bolt it down, and it still had dust and cobwebs in it that was sitting in the back of his truck.
Okay.
They came up, checked the ports. They said, "You're good to go. Go ahead and go." Didn't even realize that this carburetor hadn't been on a car for years, or it had been riding the back of his truck, you know.
Yeah.
So, but they went ahead and tacked him and sent him on through.
Was he doing stuff to the carburetor? Or was it a carburetor off of a different?
It was an illegal carburetor, whatever
Okay.
it was. I mean, I can't remember what the actual, you know, what was illegal about it, but it was not supposed to be on the car.
Yeah.
So basically, he threw this other carburetor on. I don't know. He may have thrown a two barrel on it at the time. I don't know, but whatever it was, it was not. It wasn't legal.
Yeah.
And Dad always said, you know, I'm as legal as I need to be. You know, and you checked it out, and you measured.
You said it was right.
If you can't see, it's dusty. That was a problem. So
Yeah. Huh? Body shop stuff for a long time. You know what? Did you have to work at the body, or not have to? Did you work at the body shop? Did you get involved? That's a very that is a very tedious. I have a great friend who is a PDR guy, and I got to give him all the props in the world because that is tedious and long, and that's not even having to do nothing with sanding and fitting and painting or none of that stuff.
well, see, that's where I kind of. I didn't have any regrets about not getting into the body business. I wanted to, but my dad said he didn't really want me to work it. We didn't want to work together because then we would have nothing to talk about at home.
Right.
So he never really wanted to teach me the trade. I was a little upset because I thought this would be cool. You know, once he's gone, I would have something to fall back on. He didn't want he didn't want me down there. I hung around there a lot and I helped him when I could, but you know, as far as doing any body work, I never did anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff did they? What did he specialize? Everyone back in that time, everyone kind of specialized in something. It wasn't just a fix every car type of stuff.
Well, Dad started when he was 16. Started working. Basically, he got a job with his father-in-law before he knew it was going to be his father-in-law. So he started when he was 16. Worked all the way through till he probably, I don't know, maybe sold the business 10, 15 years ago, somewhere in that area. He seriously did everything. Probably one of the most things he was excited about was how he was able to cut a car in half and piece two cars back together. If a car is hit on the back end and needs a new clip, he would cut it at the doorpost, weld it back together, and you couldn't see where the weld was. You couldn't tell. I know he did a sheriff car one time. He's done a couple Mustangs, or if the front end's wrecked, you know, that was one of his things he really talked about. He loved being able to take two cars, piece them together, and you could not tell where the car. You couldn't see any seams or anything, which was awesome. Together, you know. Yeah. So that was one thing he did. Another thing after he got done with the cruiser racing that he that, well, and even during the cruiser days out here at the racetrack, anybody that he would see a car run into the wall or something, and he would go up to these people after the races. And this is how it got started. But then once the word of mouth got out there, he didn't have to do this anymore. He would go ask him, hey, if you want me to fix that car, bring it over. I'll put it on my frame machine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he did it for many years. He put it on a frame machine, and it wasn't like the frame machines that most people have today. It was one you had to put chains on, you jacked this way and that way. Until and not a lot of measurement going on. You know, as far as, you know, now these cars have to be within a quarter inch or.
Oh, yeah. They put little lasers on them.
Yeah,
And
so
computers everywhere.
he was into that for a long time, and finally we told him and said, Dad, you got to make a little bit of money on this. So he started charging people $100, which was still cheap to go get your frame straightened. And I can't remember whose car it was, but it was a modified that they brought it over there. They put it on. He started pulling it, and he couldn't get. It was like an eighth of an inch off, and they're like, this isn't gonna handle. This isn't gonna handle. He said, just do me a favor, take it out there and run it, and then come back and talk to me. The next week they came back and said that handled better than it's ever handled. So no, I'm not bad mouthing anybody that thinks it has to be within that, but that was just one of the things at the time.
Right.
You know, now since that time though, it's actually things have become more precise, I'm sure, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But that was, you know, that was one of his things. He actually kept with the racers out here, kept them going. I mean, he felt, you know, they don't have a lot of money. They need to get their car fixed. He bring it over there, I'll take care of it. So on Monday morning, typically he'd have 3 or 4 cars pulling in there every week during race season. So that was something he wanted to get back to the racers. And
you said probably 10 or 15 years ago he sold do you know if the business is still going? Or?
No, so basically he sold off all his tools and everything, and then the building got sold to Hamilton Trucking.
I got you.
Which is basically, it was right next to Hornet Cutting Systems right there just to the west of where Hornet Cutting System building is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Know that area a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, what's it like coming to the racetrack without your dad? I don't want to mess you up.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
It's hard, you know, honestly. It's a hard deal, you know. I think I should go pick him up.
Yeah.
My dad was the kind of guy that I would say for the past 6 years at least, he was never a sprint car guy. Anytime in sprint cars, he would say, I'm staying home.
Yeah.
For the last six years or so, he said, the gates are open. I'm going to be there. I don't care what's racing because this might be my last time. So yeah, it's hard. On what, you know, JR actually put a permanent seat for him, which is amazing. You know, I know there's a couple of people got upset about that, you know, and I don't like that part that other people got upset because their family member, whatever, hasn't had one of those seats. You know, and I'm not saying there's not going to be others down the road because, I mean, I think JR and him just had a connection that made it good. I mean, it made our family feel very special to know that he got that. And, you know, Dad is in the Hall of Fame out here, so that was kind of a cool thing for everybody. But yeah, it's really hard. When he passed, he just got out of the hospital on Friday, came out the race on Saturday because he's going to be here.
The gates are open.
yeah, he's going to be here.
The gates are open.
So, and that night he bought 50-50 tickets from Patty, and Patty looked at us was like, he's never bought them. Is that okay? We're like, if he wants to. And then he passed on Tuesday. So, I mean, it was hard. I mean, it was still hard. It's, you know, it's a situation he should be here. I mean, and he is.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, in the racing dirt, he's forever a part of the backstretch.
And you know, we didn't really want to do that in front of the grandstands and make a huge production, but on the same note, I kind of felt a little bad for not doing it on the front stretch because my dad knew a lot more people than what was in the backstretch.
Right.
he helped a lot of people through this whole, through the whole process of everybody's racing careers, and it's just an awesome situation.
Yeah.
His name was pretty well known, so.
Your grandson really into it. Like we kind of hit on it. Does is he hit you up about traveling, going to Eldora, going to Knoxville?
Yeah.
Wants to go down and see speed weeks in Florida? Is he harping on you like that? He's getting up there. What'd you say? He was 15?
14.
14.
Our goal is to get him to Chili Bowl as soon as possible.
Okay.
Only because I've been doing it since 2009, and
Yeah.
it's a blast. We have a good time. And when we have the rainouts, windouts, whatever you want to call it, for the wing sprint cars,
Yeah. Disappointments.
he's very disappointed about that. And I've also, we haven't really set a date yet. We've also kind of told him that next year we'll maybe go to Lucas Oil or Lakeside somewhere to see.
Mhm.
We're going to see sprint cars next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes the URSS that comes here.
Mhm.
He likes
Rebel
those.
Series.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
likes those, but he wants the 410s.
Yeah.
I mean, he watches them on Racing Dirt. He watches them on Flow, and he wants to see them live. So he's pretty pumped about it, and yeah, we'll be doing that this summer sometime.
Yeah. Chili Bowl, it's coming up.
Yep.
I saw the dirt's getting put in the deal. They're starting to build. Of course, shootout's going to happen first with the. I shouldn't say the kids because like Kyle Busch and stuff, they're all racing. But with the junior sprint stuff and do you guys have I've been there a couple times and I'm a pit pass person. I want to get down. I want to meet. I want to see what's going on, and not always the best, especially at the Chili Bowl, to be in the pits to watch the A feature. Was able to stand against the wall, and as people fell out, get down towards the, and I had a girlfriend with me at the time, and she was like, "We're going to stand right here." I'm like, "All night." I'm not moving. It took us 2 hours to get to this bottom. We're not moving. So,
Right.
So you guys pit pass, or you got grandstand tickets? What's your kind of your tradition?
So in 2009, we bought tickets off of Craigslist, I believe. We had Wednesday night, Thursday night. I think that was the year Tony Stewart won. I was a big Tony Stewart fan, so I didn't get to watch Saturday night. And back then we didn't have Flow or nothing like that, so I couldn't even watch a race, But we bought Wednesday, Thursday, set in turn 1, which is the worst seating ever. You get pelted with rocks and everything coming off the track as they're going. So we bought them that year, and then we just kept buying them off of Craigslist. We hooked up with some people in Hamburg, Iowa, that their son races. He races up in Nebraska area. Tad Holloman, and then they also hang with Don Drought Jr.
Okay.
And they buy our tickets for us every year now. We just meet them down there, pay for them when we get there.
Nice.
We don't have to worry about tickets. We've been with them probably 6 or 7 years now. But for the first few years, we were just buying them online or eBay or something, just trying to find them. We jumped around until we found this group, and she said, "We'll get you the same seats every year." So we sat around the same people every year, and we're like in turns 3 and 4.
Okay.
About halfway up.
Okay.
It's a blast. I mean,
that's a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, you don't miss anything on the track at that point, except right up against the wall by, But we see just about everything. It's a great time.
Yeah.
So
we kind of talked before, about some of the protesting that went on and about the pay and stuff. But from your perspective as a race fan, some of that doesn't really matter because they're just putting on a show.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, if there are protests, I mean, they still have 360 cars or something like that. So we, honestly, I'm the kind of person that I'm not going to go down for Friday night and Saturday night. We go from Monday through Saturday.
Yeah.
I want to see the races. I don't want to hear what happened for the past 5 days. I want to see the whole deal. So my wife is gracious enough to, and she started going with me. Once she started going, she got hooked on it. So she's got to meet Rico and Kyle Larson and Casey Kane, and her favorite's JJ Ailey. She loves JJ Ailey because he's very personable, and I mean, he'll stand there and talk to you forever, but she just has a good time with it. I mean, she's never a race fan until she met me, and pretty much was forced into it. So
got
but,
her
yeah.
got her hooked now.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, the race is still good. Even the races that are, no name people are in some of the races. You're like, I don't really know any of these guys, but they still put on a good show.
Yeah, because like
I
you
mean,
said, I
there's
think
so many cars.
The last time I went, I don't remember what year, maybe 2015, 2016, and didn't go till Saturday, but we walked in like at 7 in the morning, and we were rolling off double G feature to see if someone can
So
alphabet soup it.
I can tell you, we do not make it that early on Saturday.
Yeah, after
stipulations, if I take my wife, we have to go to the casino afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So it's like 3 or 4 sometimes when we get back to the room. So we're not going to be there at 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
They start racing at 10 in the morning on Saturday, and we usually get there maybe 2.
Yeah.
Because you still have 10 hours worth of racing. You got to
yeah.
sit there and watch if you get there at that time. So
yeah, the biggest thing is the break between the last B feature and then rolling out introductions and the walk of states and all that stuff.
Yeah, and you get so many people. I mean, the same people every year complain about that every year, even though they know it's going to happen. It's like, you guys know this is going to happen. Just get up and walk around. Do something.
It's gonna happen.
It's going to happen. Don't worry about it.
Have you been to the Dome?
No, we actually, I mean, honestly, I don't even have time to watch it. I mean, I watch bits and pieces when I'm sitting around the house, but I mean, I'd like to eventually. Whether it's as up close and personable as it is at the Chili Bowl, I mean, it just seems, well, and I guess because I've been in the Chili Bowl more, it just seems like it's more, everything's so much tightened up. I mean, the stands aren't near as big.
Right.
I don't think I'd want to set up in the upper level at the Dome.
No.
But I know there's people that are starting to set up there, and they keep selling more tickets, which is awesome. I mean, I'd like to go at least once. I might get hooked and say I got to do it again and again, and then I'll be going there and Chili Bowl. It's like then it's a schedule. We have to figure out our schedule at that point, make sure that we can keep the business rolling at that point too. So
yeah, I got to give a shout out. Jennifer McGehee let me log into her Flow Racing account so I could watch Saturday night's A feature. So shout out, Jennifer. I appreciate that very much. But I've been wanting to go. Tyler and Tanner, of course, both go, and they're both like, you can ride in the toter with us and get up there and hang out or whatever. And
it'd be fun.
It's just never been able to. There's kid stuff going on or there's a work thing happening. I've never been able to make it work. And you always say like, oh, I think they're on year 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
We said the first 2 years, like, oh, this will never happen again. We got to get there. And then now I'm like, it may be running its course after 10 years. It could go 20, 30 years.
Seems like it keeps getting bigger.
Yeah.
I mean,
you just never know what the town is going to do. with it, since
they
don't, I don't think that they do anything in that building, maybe some flea market stuff or whatever, but to see, I think what they say, 38,000 people or something sold out. I mean, for dirt racing.
No, absolutely.
That's awesome. For what we do here on a normal Saturday night, if we can have 4,000 or 5,000, that's great. But to just you always kind of question the health of the sport. And then when you see, of course on the stream, there's 38,000, they're packed in and they're singing songs and they're got the flashlights going and, and they're having a great time. And you're like, okay, absolutely. Our sport that we love is still healthy.
Yeah. I mean, I think with that being said, I mean, the smaller, the individual shows like just your every night, every Saturday night point shows. I mean, they're not going to be as big a draw for, people are going to travel to see something of that magnitude because you're going to get the best of the best there. I mean, so that's why it'd be so much fun, Right. But then the Dome has also created its own name for excitement. There's always something. There's always, I mean,
it's tiny. It's not a big track at all.
When I first saw that they're going to run late models, I thought that's not big enough for late models. But then they do it, and there's not a car that comes out there that's not beat up. But
Oh, I know. I wish I was in the sheet metal business after Saturday night. I'd be sitting in tall cotton,
yeah,
but you know, it is what it is. What is your kind of talked about the grandson of the winged cars, kind of his thing. What's your draw?
anything that races.
Anything, doesn't matter what it is. No.
It doesn't matter. And honestly, I can go to a track that I don't know anybody and have a good time. I traveled to Chillicothe, Ohio one time for training. Got out of training and I had a rental car. No, I was in Dayton, and in Chillicothe is where the race was. I got out of class at 5 o'clock and races were at 7:30. I had no idea where I was going, and I just took off just to go watch the race. Worst part was trying to get back to my room at that time because I didn't know where I was at still. So, you know, honestly, I mean, I like modifieds. You know, I don't know that I have a favorite. I mean, I watch it all. I mean, a lot of people you'll see fans, they get up and leave after modifieds are done or whatever. You might have stock cars, you might have many stocks. I'm like, we're not leaving. There's still races going on. You know, if there was lawnmowers, I might stay around and watch that too. I don't know. I mean, just because it is what it is. You know, I mean, I'm a race fan. I mean, I'm not in anything specific.
I'm the same way. Right, I'm gonna stay until the bitter end, and I'm even gonna walk down in the pits and see what's happening. So it breaks my heart. Just standing in you really get a view of it up in the booth. The last, you know, I've had the opportunity to be up there the last couple of years, and just to watch it as soon as, and we're not even through Victory Lane celebration, and I'm like, where are you going? We still got 2 more features, 3 more features to go. We got a Victory Lane celebration. We got, you know, and it's a mentality that I don't understand as a race fan, but and I get it. Some people have been there since 5 o'clock, and maybe we're rolling up on the 10 o'clock hour, and it's time to take it on to the house. And yeah,
It's still early.
Yeah, still a little early, but you know, I want to stay until the bitter end. Another thing I like to ask people that have been around the racetrack a long time and have seen a lot of changes is your thoughts on the growth and the changes that have happened, especially since FOE Enterprises came in 20. You know, what's your thoughts on the wall? What's your thoughts on the, you know, where the company and everyone is taking the facility?
I mean, I like the fact that, I mean, my favorite deal about the whole part is the grandstands. The grandstands are amazing.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's honestly, like I said, when I was younger, there was no grandstands. It was just poles with boards on the hill. And then when they built the next ones, there was literally gaps where kids could fall through down to the bottom. You know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, that through the years I got to watch all that stuff develop. But I like the grandstands. Parking lot's a lot better. As far as the wall, I can't say I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
I used to always like when you could go over and you could still come back on the track.
Yeah.
There was less yellows and stuff back then, and I mean, probably less stuff tore up. But then again, I mean, you know, it is what it is. There's a lot of racetracks that went with the walls now, so it's, you know, you adapt. It's not like I'm gonna stop coming because there's a wall now.
Right.
I really liked it better when the pits were in the infield too, though. That's probably one of the things that I really miss more than anything, because I mean, it was easier at that point for us to go to the pits afterwards.
Right.
We just jumped down and go out there. Now you have to either walk all the way around, and you know, typically I don't make my wife do that. She is good enough that she'll go to the races with me. I don't want to make her go to the pits afterwards. So my grandson would love to go out there more, but and we may, you know, eventually we might. I mean, I'm getting older, so I might not like it as much either. But
yeah.
So I like the pitting in the middle. And when my dad raced, it was all that was allowed in the infield was cars, tires, and a toolbox.
Right.
And the infield was full of cars, tires.
Yeah, there was no haul. There was
There was
no
no
truck
haulers.
and trailer.
No.
Haulers wasn't even.
So
a
that
thing
was
back
actually
then.
fun to watch then, because you could also watch this guy over here got mad at him because I spun him out, and then there's a conflict over here, and the whole pits ends up in that one area.
Yeah.
So that was always fun too.
Yeah.
But I mean, cruisers, we got the pit in the middle. That was kind of fun. But and I understand the insurance situations, and I understand all that. But
Right.
certain things take away from it. But overall, the racing is what you're here for anyway.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is always the wall and pitting in the infield, and you know, I like the wall. There's a I think it's 50-50 what's still out there. There's a lot more wall than there is non-wall at racetracks, but I like the wall. I feel like it's kind of upped our competition.
Yeah.
They think about the move that they're gonna make before because there is no there's 0%. You can't mess up, right? I mean, there's no run off the top of 1 and 2 and jump on it on the backstretch. That's gone. So a little more technical racing. You can utilize the wall to make some passes. But
which is fun to watch. I mean,
I do because like I talked about when I was a kid and you get done with the races, I'm right down to the pits. I got some. My grandpa gave me some cash. It's burning a hole in my pocket. I want a new T-shirt. I want to see my, if my uncle was racing or, whatever. I want to go see everyone. And it breaks my heart that people don't go to the pits to see the drivers. And this year, especially, we're going to get the drivers up on the concourse and have a little more interaction because, I want the fans to see the drivers and the drivers want to see the fans and stuff like that. But they're really getting, not parking in the infield, like you said. That's kind of taken away from some of the interaction.
Yeah, because a lot of times by the time you get out to the pits, these guys are already loaded and leaving.
Right.
And there's a lot of these guys and maybe they know that you're not going to get that much interaction in the pits. And, I mean, they're leaving before, this guy gets done. He's still got 4 races left. You see a hauler pulling out, So at that point, it was a little different in the infield because you weren't going to go up across the track during a race. So you were pretty much going to wait till races are over to leave. So it made a little bit. It's a little more difficult for the fans to get out there. I think, and it is for us to get my grandson out there. I probably just need to be more, be more diligent about taking him out there. During the race or something. Grab pit passes for a time or two, especially when there's big races. Something like that would be fun.
Yeah. The other big thing I like to ask people is the lights.
They're awesome. Honestly, it's way better. I hate dark spots in racetracks. I mean, there are some tracks I've been to that going down the backstretch, it's just like, I mean, you can see the cars, but you can just see it going dark, and then they come back into the light. I mean, and some tracks are not ever going to do any better because they don't have the funds to get that done. But I mean, these lights, oh, absolutely. And then I think the worst time is when right after they bought it and they got blown out. That last half of the year had to have temporary lights. I'm like, this is horrible. We could do this all year. I mean, I understand why. I mean, it's not like you can just go put new bulbs in. So
yeah, it was
that was a hard year, but it was okay. We still had races.
Yeah, for anyone listening that doesn't know what we're talking about, we had a C-Ray put in a top of the line, very expensive Musco system. I don't know when that was, 90s or something. They had before the World of Outlaws did I think that was on TNT,
something like that.
TV or something. And the system was awesome, and it really lit up the track. Unfortunately, had a lightning strike on a pole and knocked some stuff out. And JR called up, to get replacement stuff, and they're like, "Dude, one of these exists in the world, and like, what are we doing here?" And so it was very expensive to replace the lights, and I know that our partners over in Humboldt, they'd like to have some lights, and we'd love to have the lights over there because that's a great facility. It's awesome, and that would just like be the icing on the cake over at Humboldt with the Musco system, but it is very expensive.
That was a hard year, but we made it through it, so that's good.
Yeah, that was we did a lot of scenarios on the weekday. We'd turn the lights on and have people on the track, and a lot of adjusting, a lot of it was a very big deal, and the go-kart track has gone through it since
Yeah, I
they
mean,
ran some nighttime stuff as well.
you guys
but
did good. I mean, it ended well. So
yeah, it just was it was rough, but
I think the racers liked it because they could still race. I mean,
oh yeah.
otherwise we're not racing. We don't have lights.
Yeah,
So
we were gonna race it, whatever
Yeah,
it would
that
take.
was good.
Even
Yeah,
if we
yeah.
had to go to Harbor Freight and buy out every flashlight they had, we were gonna race. It didn't matter.
All right.
Well, we're about an hour into this, and I want to thank you for taking some time. You know, we're happy and we're excited to have you guys part of the mini stock tuner division this year. You know, and you know, your guys' legacy, your family's legacy here at the Speedway is forever. Everyone knows the Stoner name. Of course, I believe is Braden your
Braden
nephew?
is my cousin's son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cousins.
Yeah,
son.
yeah.
Okay. So Braden Stoner, of course, in the 44, driving, does some stock car stuff, does some modified stuff,
Mm-hmm.
B-mod stuff. So kind of carrying on the racing tradition out there, but you guys holding strong in the grandstands and holding it down. So we appreciate you guys very much, and we appreciate your family and the legacy for everything, and looking forward to a great 26. Want to wish you and your family and all the race fans a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And this was kind of a last minute. We were like at lunchtime. I text you and you're like, I can't tomorrow. And I said, what about today?
Yeah, just throw me in the fire.
Yeah. Sorry, you know,
That's
but
all right.
worked out. You're right there in
nearby.
Valley Center.
Yep.
And give a shout out for that. What you guys got going on? When's the sale start? Maybe some people can.
Yeah, we have a sale. Have a sale starting tomorrow. Great Christmas gift items. I mean, this is a lot of nice quality stuff. It's a small sale, but there's a lot of nice items through there. You can see pictures on Treasure Hunt estate sale page on estatesales.net. That's where we advertise. You can look and see. The address will be posted at 4:00 in the morning to try to eliminate theft. Sometimes people think they can help themselves when they know where the address is ahead of time. So if you just look online, you can see the pictures. You can kind of get an idea what you want to come for. We open at 8:00 tomorrow, 8 to 5 tomorrow, 8 to 5 on Friday, and 8 to 3 on Saturday.
Okay.
Lots of good stuff. Love to see everybody out there that wants to show up.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, again, we appreciate you very much. Looking forward to a great 26 season. I want to thank everyone that tunes in every week here for Above the Cushion. I know it's been kind of spotty as we got after race season. Been pretty consistent the last couple weeks, but I did take a couple weeks off. There is, I got a lot of stuff going on, but this is going to be the last show for the 2025 season. Again, I want to thank our partners, TM Fencing LLC, Hornet Cutting Systems. I need to thank Bray and Caleb over at Midwest Wrap for everything they do for us. I need to thank JR for allowing me to do what we do here, Ulick Music, for putting in some stuff for the board and some audio stuff that they have here. And I want to thank all of the race fans for your support in the 25 season. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to head over to the YouTube page. Been having a lot of troubles with getting stuff posted to the YouTube page. Justin Esparza's talk went up last night. JR's is going to go up, and of course this one will go up here in the next couple days as well. So head over there. Still working on having a lot of trouble with the uploads on YouTube. I don't know, probably me, I'm sure, because everyone else keeps posting on YouTube. But the pit walks, I've had a couple on there for whatever reason. YouTube is flagging them, so I need to I'm going to investigate that tonight and see if I can get those up there. But I do appreciate the pit stop interview likes and shares, that everything that happens over on the YouTube page. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. We'll return in 26. But until then, good night. God bless. We'll see you at the races.